Ah, the last year, how magical has she been to us? Oh, sorry, that was a daydream. It's been absolutely shit. How are you doing today? Like, you okay? I'm doing, today's been one of them. I'm tired for absolutely fuck no reason. Um, anyone else just really tired and just bored of their house? I got really bored. I had to stay in this room for a whole week because we thought I had COVID. It's just a terrible sinus infection I've had for about a month and it won't fuck off. But I got the jab with my nose and then my throat. The throat was grand because gag reflex, but the nose was like, please stop tickling my brain. It's a grand situation at the test. I would not stop people getting the test. Get the test if you need to get the test. It's not that hard or scary. It just makes you want to sneeze and cough, and then you're like, oh my god, I'm trying not to cough because it's like a respiratory thing, and you have a big visor. It was fun. It makes you cry, because obviously they're tickling the back of your nose. It's okay. Staying in your room for a week, no, not so okay. Still recovering from that. It was a couple of days ago. I'm like, I can leave. I can go downstairs. By the fourth day, I think I got okay with being in here. But then I was like, when I was told I could leave, I was like, no, I've acclimatized to not leaving the room now. Please bring me my food. Killian became my lunch lady. It was very fun. I was like, I'm hungry. I had got to the stage where I was like, can I request this? And I was like, nah, he's being nice enough to give you food. And I'd be like, can you bring me this, thank you. That would be very mean. But yeah, how are you today? How are you is the question. Get a cup of tea, maybe a glass of wine, whichever tickles your fancy, and we'll have a chat. So you're probably wondering what's the point of this video, or has he lost the plot completely? Probably is the answer to both of them. I have asthma. It was a negative test. Not that you can get it through the screen, alright? But can we talk about my lighting? Because I have my studio light on, but I have it diffused. Don't ask me what's diffused with. But isn't the ambiance here? You just want to come in, have a chat, cry. Crying's really good. Crying is good. We'd like the crying. Crying is healthy. Not too much of it, because I find to a point when you cry a bit too much, your tears feel like acid on your face, and then your lips get really dry, and they feel like they're fucking... Yeah, crying a bit too much is not good. But, a good cry is healthy for the soul, Let all that out. Or just randomly screaming. Found that really good. And putting on music and dancing really helps. The big question I think a lot of people are seeing nowadays, because there's obviously a big conversation about it, because obviously it's the likes of gyms and other places that people go to release stresses, pressures and that kind of stuff are closed, so a lot of people's mental health is being affected. I myself would have not probably dealt with my mental health over the last, I'd say, 10 years in the best way. How I dealt with it was drinking. Yay! How Irish of me. Which wasn't healthy, and I had grew to not have a healthy relationship with alcohol. And if you know me in my personal life, you already know that. But yeah. Not the best way. Talking about your feelings is better than drinking or eating them. Look, I did both of them, and look, life is a lesson to learn. That's how I look at life now. Shit happens. People come into your life, leave your life, and that's you're on a continuous journey of love and understanding and helping each other and learning new things. I think that's what life is about, and I think this last year has really taught me and other people that. Some people maybe not. Some people are still stuck in that cycle of shitness, and it's hard, but mental health matters, and I think the last year has taught me that, and I really worked on my mental health. I worked out a lot of things between me and Killian when we were still together. We are now best friends, which obviously is better for both of us, which is great that I can have someone who I loved for so long in my life as someone very close to me still, and we both still care about each other, which was amazing. Going through this quarantine, I think it really shows you in your relationship, even with family, partners, best friends, people in your life, you kind of realize who you need to work and when you need to stop reaching out and that kind of stuff. And I kind of really learned that over the last year, how much work I was putting into certain things and not other things, and what was healthy and what wasn't healthy. Drinking 4 or 5 days a week wasn't healthy. I hadn't drank in 3 or 4 weeks, and I had a beer with a friend recently, and I was just like, I had a beer instead of a bottle of wine, 8 cans, like doing the dog, and then like being depressed for 2 days to 5, depending on the hangover. You know, not good stuff. Having a bottle of vino is good, but like not 7 bottles of vino. But you know, that's a learning curve. You have to understand, like, to not block everything out. Like, I have a way better relationship with my parents for the first time in like my lifetime, that I can actually like ring both my parents and be like, hey buddy, old pal, let's have a chin wag. Other than when I ring my mom and she's like, I'm busy. I'm like, fuck you, bitch, you're not working, how you busy? She's like, I was doing the shopping, or I'm making a jigsaw. I'm like, I am bored, entertain me, woman. You brought me into this world. Fucking entertain me. My poor mother. We wish her well. She has to listen to me daily. I also apparently look like her because I dyed my hair blonde, and my entire family like, oh my god, you look like your mom. I'm like, shit. I love my mother. We do kind of look like twins, but she's also a 50-something-year-old woman. I know I'm a drag queen, but like, fuck off. I love her. We do look, like, if I put my glasses on, like, it's not wrong. I do look like my mom, and the fact that I'm wearing her shawl, I look more like her right now. But let's not talk about that. But even my parents, how the lockdowns and everything have affected them, and my brother who's a teacher. But even like myself stopping, like, I've worked since I was 15, like part-time jobs, full-time jobs. There's been times here and there where I haven't had work for a couple of months. But this is the longest I've ever went without work. And I suppose at the start, it was really weird because I had time to think. And when you're not dealing with shit, not a good thing at all. Like, would not recommend. 0 out of 10 stars for that. But it gave a lot of time for me and Killian when we were still together to actually sit down and talk about like shit that was going on in our lives. And then I was able to translate it to my parents and my friends. And I didn't realise that there was issues in other friendships and things, and how like when you're working, like, you don't really make time for the people that are always there, and they're always there for you, but like you don't always go out of your way. But then when you're sat with that and you have time, you're like, fuck, I was a shitty friend. So, you know, there was a lot of that going on. And then like obviously cutting the drinking out recently, that's just been so amazing. I've had such a clear head. I've been able to like sit down and do YouTube videos. I'm getting way like more into doing my drag and like actually planning things out instead of like panicking and like then stressing about it and not enjoying things, and also remembering gigs I do. Real fun doing that because like you actually remember what you do and you're like, did I say that? Whoa, that was the wine. Also, I just say too much things on the internet when I'm drinking me, but also still free Britney. I stand by that. I hate anyone that came for me for that shit. But yeah, like I find talking with people, like if you know me in my personal life, I talk a lot. But there wasn't a lot of substance for a very long time in why I was talking, because I was just deflecting and making jokes of things that you shouldn't really make jokes of, because, you know, that's on trauma. But yeah, like I really looked back even on like my YouTube history of what I've done and how I've kind of changed things about, and I'm like more me, and the fact that I started drag. You can see one of my products in the corner there. You can kind of see the illumination of the dress. You'll see that in an upcoming show on the 25th with DCU College. I will leave the link in the description if you want to check that out. I found, like, I literally, Killian pushed me to, well, he didn't push me. I was like, I want to do drag. He's like, why don't you do it? I'm like, I'm terrified what people will think. This whole year, I've literally been doing a drag a year next month. I was just like, why not? And now I have way too many wigs, half a wardrobe full of fucking drag clothes. I do have a very fabulous jacket that I'm going to come back and show you, so give me a second. So can we appreciate the jacket? She's full length, so obviously faux fur, but like, I was like, oh, I can use it for my drag. No, Stephen, you just want a fur fucking jacket. But it's like, oof. That's enough for my fashion show. You can see more of this jacket on the 25th of February, not December, February. So next week. Well, hopefully, yeah, I'll post this before next week. Will we? But yeah, you will see more of this. Also, just find out my Instagram. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's Stephen J. Doyle. I will put all that down below. You can see me be an absolute mess every day, recording way too many stories for my friends to hate me. I'm going to regret sitting back down with the jacket on because it's very warm, which is not a bad thing. It just is when you have a giant light on you and you don't want to sweat. But yeah, like, I'm more upbeat and happy. Part of the fact I can't breathe through my nose, which is really annoying. But like, I'm saving money. I've set up savings. I've spent money on my drag, I've spent money on my own personal ventures, and I'm just doing shit for me. And it's like really strange because before I was like too busy worrying about other people's situations, worrying about work, all that kind of shit. Like I do want to go back out into the working world, but like I need to get surgery on my knee, and like that's kind of keeps getting pushed back and forward and left and right with fucking hospitals. And like, look, there's a global pandemic going on, can't really give out with that. But you know, I'm trying to get that sorted. So this year has really given me like a time to reflect on like, fuck, you need to stop doing that, you need to fix that. It's been a really good year, but also a bad year, because it's like really shown me the depths of like how down and dark I can get, but also how high and good I can get. That was meant in all senses. But yeah, it's like losing friendships and like building bridges and burning bridges. I suppose that's just part of being an adult. And I suppose there's just a few times in life you realize you just have to stop trying because other people aren't willing to. Also, don't send drunk voice notes. That was just more aimed at me. And you know, you can't really unsay shit, so such is life. But you know, people grow up, life moves on, I suppose. And I used to dwell on a lot of friendships that I don't have anymore. I'm just like, that's what it is. That's life. But yeah, that's something, a part of life I think you have to understand. I think a lot of people have realised who their real friends are in this whole situation, because, you know, they're the people that will be there for you and the people who check in on you and that kind of stuff. But, you know, not everyone is around for the whole journey. Some people are just there for a part of it, and that's what life is about. But, like, even with myself and Killian, like, we realised that we were meant to be part of each other's journey for 4 years as a couple, where now we're just like, we're best friends. And, like, that's so much healthier than like not being happy in a relationship. And you know, that's us. Ask questions I probably won't fucking answer, but you know, like allowing myself to grow is probably the biggest thing, it was hardest thing for me this year, because dealing with like the demons inside your head, like, no, stay in your bed, you're depressed, and then you're like, no, get up, do something, and then you do that, and then you burn yourself out, and then you drink, and then there's just an entire monster, and it goes in a circle, and everyone just hates each other, and then that affects people around you, and then you are hurting other people and not realizing you're hurting other people. And you know, I suppose you have to allow yourself to grow and not judge what you did in the past unless it needs judgment. But life, you fuck up in life, I suppose is what I'm trying to say. You have to learn from your mistakes, you have to grow from them, but also like, we're only fucking human too. So like, if people don't want to accept your apology or be part of your journey anymore, well, that's their choice, not yours. I think that's something I really learned this year. My choices affect myself and obviously the immediate people around me. And if other people don't accept them choices or like them, that's nothing on me, it's on them. Look at me being all inspirational. Wasn't this inspirational this morning when I woke up and I was just having a sneeze attack? So, you know, it comes in waves and bouts. Also, like, I have my down days. Obviously, not drinking at the moment has been really good for mental health, my head, and I can fucking do things. I'm not constantly meh. I have my days, but like, I'm just not constantly like depressed, which is great, because like the anxiety I can deal with, but the depression is just like, lay in your bed, don't eat, you're fat, which I did get. Let's just say, like, I have lost 2.2 kg. Can we see it? No, because the camera adds 10 pounds, but I am losing weight. I am eating a diet that I have a certain amount of calories I can eat, so I know what I'm eating at the moment, and also trying to work out a bit, but you know, that's kind of boring, so I just like dancing around my room like a headless chicken. Also, like, 13 and whatever, nearly 14 stone of me dancing on my bedroom, you know. The office is downstairs. Killian may or may not play Call of Duty, and it may or may not sound like an elephant. Not my problem. She's a kirby tick bitch. But yeah, like, this year has just began new journeys, like my journey on drag, my journey of being okay with up here. You know, she's real fun in here some days, other days she's not so fun. She's a really mean, evil bitch. But them days are okay, and it's been a journey, and there's new beginnings, a new blossoming friendship with someone who I have had in my life for 4 years, and I now get to have them in my life forever as someone who's very close and loving to me. And I've rebuilt friendships, and I've fixed shit with my parents and my family, and it's just like, who is this bitch? We like her, let's keep her around. But yeah, you're going to see more of me. Hopefully more of my drag as well, because I have a lot of big things coming up. As I said, I have that gig on the 25th with DCU, which is kind of the biggest thing I've done so far. So I'm very excited about that. But yeah, thanks. I hope you enjoyed this. Hope it took you out of whatever is going on in your life today for maybe a few minutes, just to laugh at me being an absolute crackhead. Just to point out, like, I don't drink coffee anymore. I don't drink energy drinks. I'm literally just this energetic and crazy. You are welcome. I hate it because I get energy boosts at 3 a.m. I'm like, oh my God, let's be creative. I'm like, it's 3 a.m. Everyone in the house is asleep. No one's here screaming at a camera or dancing to fucking Cher. But you know, that's my issue. And if anyone would like to come here and crack a whip at me and make me record stuff I need to record, that'd be real cool. My socials are down below. I'm going to probably go do drag and probably won't go to sleep till 5 a.m. Yeah, but anyone else doing that? Just me? Like 5 a.m. their new nighttime routine? Like, oh cool, I'm tired. It's 10 a.m. 10 p.m. Nope. Oh, it's 5. Cool, I should go sleep now. The birds are singing.